We built an ABT RS3 with 630 horsepower, and in today's video I'm gonna show you how we actually rebuilt the whole engine. We go on the dyno to test the power, we test the acceleration on the road, and I'm gonna speak about a very special technical aspect that makes this car so fast. 150, boom, 200. Oh, that feels incredible. Now the idea behind this car actually started when we developed the 1000 horsepower for the RS6 and RS7. That technology and that new system that we built around those cars, we thought we can also transfer and bring it to the legendary 5-cylinder, which actually celebrates 50 years this year, so it's a good timing. And we did that. That obviously took quite some time in development and also some fine-tuning because it's a bit of a different system. But here we are. It's super cool, it's super exciting, but I really want to give you more insights into the details behind it. So let's go check out the technical details. Now let me show you something really special, our R&D and engine hall, which is a really special place, obviously a bit top secret, and has also been basically redone beginning of the year. We upgraded the whole interior, also the dyno, everything is brand new to really match our standards. And you see also we have a lot of cars right here. Reason for that is the whole project with the 5-cylinder is not just for the RS3, it's also for the Cupra VZ5. So the cars you see here will actually get upgraded, therefore it's pretty packed. In between we have a RS6 Legacy Edition with 1000 horsepower. Also this kind of car and project is done here, but basically this place right here is really where we do all the engine stuff. We have the dyno, we do new developments, so really important. And also you can see different stages of cars right now, which is pretty cool because they are really just being done. So the engine of this Cupra has been taken out, and I think it's good to kind of show you what we do, because the engines really get completely redone. New turbocharger, intercooler, air intake, and so on. So a lot of parts are completely changed, and obviously to get there the process has been quite tough, because obviously you have to manufacture those parts, you have to test them, you have to adapt the software, so there's a lot of back and forth on the dyno, a lot of testing, a long process also with some ups and downs of course, but now we basically have a package that's running, that works, that we are happy with, and obviously these engines are getting modified and rebuilt, and that's really a long process. Also the homologation part is a long process. We do durability testing. We went on the Nordschleife to actually test the car and to do long runs to really make sure that it's not just fast, it's also long lasting and that it works in very tough conditions. And that's something that we are super proud of. And obviously also there's one thing missing, which is the IWI system, which is the water ethanol that we inject into the engine. This I will show you on the car that we just drove together when it's already put in, because that's really cool to look at, also the features with Apple CarPlay integration. But before we do that, let's quickly jump on the dyno and see how much power we can get from the car. So this is really the heart, the core of our development, our dyno, which is super crucial to develop high power customization. We already have the car ready here, as you can see. This dyno has been redone like over a year ago to really fit also the really high power cars. You know, in the age of electric cars, obviously there's a lot of torque and stuff. So this is something that this dyno has to handle. And then also we have a wind machine, which really lets us simulate high speeds, which is really important to get good valuable data. And well, now the process is pretty easy. The car is already in place. We are basically ready. We fire it up, we get in, then you will see live data here, and then we can see the actual power numbers. Okay, so now we did a run with this car and we have the numbers here. 636 horsepower, 734 Newton meter. Obviously, this can always vary a little bit, depends on time and day and temperature and outside pressure and a lot of variables. But I think here you can clearly see this car has great performance, did a great run, and these are basically the numbers that we want and that we want to feel with this car. Now let me show you something really special. The trunk. Now actually what's so exciting is what sits underneath here, because this is the IWI system. IWI stands for Indirect Water Injection. Means we have a tank here that carries the fluid, it's a water ethanol, and then we also have a pump that obviously injects it into the engine. The goal behind that is to really reduce the intake air. The reduction is around 20 degrees, so it's really a lot, and it does several things. First of all, it allows you to repeat runs without being thermally restricted. It obviously creates a lot of power itself and really allows you to extract the maximum power out of the engine. And it's also longer lasting, so it's better for the engine itself. And for me, that's really cool. It doesn't just inject the same all the time. It's really depending on how you drive. There's a separate ECU that controls the injection and really manages it perfectly depending on the situation you're in. And actually there's another tool that allows you to control it quite a lot. That's super cool, but we have to go inside for that. So, welcome in the car. Now let's start the system, ignition on. But I can show you something right here first. That's our My ABT app, which is connected to our ECU via Bluetooth and allows you to really adjust certain things. Here we go, ABT engine control. We see parameters like torque and also speed and stuff. But in this case, the interesting part is the ABT mode, sport and race. But a better way to control the settings is to actually have it here in Apple CarPlay. That's something I think is really, really cool and really special to have it fully integrated with our app. It also works on Android Auto, but in this case it's CarPlay. And here you can basically have two settings of driving modes, sport and race. Race means you need to really say, okay, the fuel that I have has high octane 102, which just lets you really extract the maximum power out of this car. If the fuel quality is lower, you go in sport. And then the mapping just adapts to that situation, basically. If you go to live, you can see that the system is, of course, right now not running because the engine is not running, but if it would be running, it actually shows you that it's active right here in the status. Then you also have a lot of information on certain parameters like oil temperature, cool temperature, air intake temperature, all of that stuff. Some is just for information, but some is also really critical before the system can start. So if the oil temperature is not at 80 degrees, the system won't allow you to activate it. And that's basically just to really protect itself from misuse and being in conditions that can hurt the engine and everything. So I think that's something really good. And then also as a driver, you can say, okay, I want the system active or I want to drive without. Because if you're just cruising, it wouldn't make any sense to have the system active and inject the water ethanol. It would just waste it basically. But if you say, okay, now I want performance, now I want to really give it a try, I want to do a run or I want to drive on the German Autobahn or wherever, then basically you just press this button. Right here, you press it once, the car goes in RS performance mode. And if that state is active, our system will activate. It will then tell you here, and you're ready to go, and you can push and you can use it as many times as possible. The tank itself lasts, I would say, it's very depending on driving, but it lasts somewhere between 400 and 3,000 kilometers. If you drive 400 kilometers full flat out, which is very unlikely, then you will empty it. So it really depends on driving style, but As I said, it's super easy to refill it. You can just order the fluid through our app, or there's a QR code also on the back. Very easy process, just put it back in and then you're ready to go.
I'm needing honeys on honeys, cause that's what I'm worth. Show me the finish, I'm getting it first. Show me the best and that's me and my worst. I need that money, I'm getting it now. I'm at the top, but I started way down. For them hundreds of times that I'm really done waiting, I swear that I came for the crown.
I'm also totally in love with the looks of this car. The color is NATO olive, and that combined with the black and also the gold accents, which are the color of our 130 years anniversary, I think it's a perfect match. We added a completely new front splitter, which looks good, is performant, also has some aero blades on the side. It's fully carbon. We painted it in black with the golden accents, just because I think overall with the looks of this car, it matches really, really great like that. Then we also really focused on driving performance. As I already said, we have a completely new suspension, anti-roll bars, great ride height, which gives you lower center of gravity, more performance, more grip, more dynamic driving while still keeping comfort. I think that's still very important with a car like this, to not go too stiff and too crazy. It's really the sweet spot in my opinion. Then we have forged 20-inch wheels, which are obviously lightweight and also really performant. There's also small details, you know, we cut holes also here on the insides just to reduce weight even more. So for me, that's a great looking wheel and also has the satin gold look. At the rear, we added a completely new carbon diffuser, painted in black, which gives it more dynamic. You see really great diffuser stripes, looks very aggressive, is nicely integrated. Also here the RS3 630 logo in golden, new end pipes, and also our logo is in golden. And I think that combination from the outside looks super great, and we also have some nice details at the inside of the car. Opening the door, you find 130 years of ABT logo. You can also find the RS3 630 branding in the car, ABT logo in the seats, and then also nice stitching in the middle console. The old and new wheel, the 130 years of ABT that we celebrate, and there's also a little detail at the engine. So let me quickly open it up. Let's have a look. Also here you can find a carbon cover, super nice, 1 of 30. This car is limited to 30 pieces only, and this is really the number one, so it will get individual numbers. Here you can also see a bit the intake and everything. So yeah, it's just such a cool project, really, really nice. And also the second car that we launched within the 130 years celebrations, we started with the RS6 Legacy Edition 800. Then came this one, and we also released the RSQ8 Legacy Edition 1000. So all three cars, very important for us, all have the golden accents, all have a lot of power and a lot of technology inside it. And yeah, as we are celebrating 50 years of 5-cylinder, we just really thought that this car is what the 5-cylinder deserves. And yeah, we don't know how the RS3 will continue. We don't know if this engine will continue. So we really want to celebrate it. And I'm super proud of this car, super proud of my team. And now it's time to get it on the track and see how fast it can go. So, setting is in race, EVE System aktiv. Los geht's! 60, 100, 130, 150, 180, 200, 220, 230, 250, 260, 270, 80, 90 und 300. Boah. 0 auf 100, das System ist bereit, das Auto ist bereit, wir natürlich auch. Launch Control, los geht's. So, machen wir nochmal ein 100, 200 einzeln. 200, boom! That really was so much fun. To give you a feel, 0 to 100, basic car is 3.8. We are now at 3.1. 100 to 200 is roughly 6.6 seconds. And 0 to 300 was roughly 32 seconds. As you can see, also the VMAX is open now. Normally it's around 280, now we are at 320, so quite a bit faster. And all in all, for me, that's such a special, such a great car, an amazing project. I'm super proud and I can't wait to hear your thoughts about that car. Leave a comment, like, and also follow this channel for more cars like this.